Disaster. Disasters can happen at any time and at any place. Human conflict, nuclear bombs, natural disasters, chemical and biological warfare. Without warning, the world as we know it can come to an end.
It's the near future. A viral outbreak.
Hey Patriots, 26th of March. It is Friday. Hope everyone is doing well. I believe I named this the weekly news wrap-up. Gonna talk about, I just threw this in at the very last second due to the fact, pretty damn important. Ebola, possibly, is now in the States. I reported on this early this morning on my Twitter account. The cases were possibly 4, and then a few hours later, it has jumped, just like everything else. Now it's, again, guys, we all know how much the lamestream tells us the truth, right? So take this with a grain of salt. It could be 207 people, or it could be one case. But like I said, they just updated it, and now this is the Sun reporting on it. And I think it's pretty important with everything going on. Everything I say, guys, is not for fear. It's so you know. I just want to make that clear for anybody new, because I posted on my Twitter account that I'm going live. So this channel is my second channel. My main channel, they booted me, so this is all we got. But they will not stop us. So initially it was just in Oregon. Now they're saying it's in Oregon as well as Washington. And now it's up to 27 people. 27 people. So I just find it pretty ironic that, again, it's very early. I'm just reading you guys the, again, this is directly from the Sun. A lot of things seem to start on the West Coast for some reason. I just, from co-flu, SAI, stratosphere aerosol injection, that's my opinion. That seems to be where they initially started the heaviest first, and the list goes on. But hopefully, God forbid, Allah, whatever you believe in, I'm a spiritual being myself. Lord, I hope it's not here in the friggin' States, but I'll keep an eye on that. Second, going to go over a couple co-flu numbers. The China virus. Touch on the border real quick. Pretty important. Every single person watching, this will affect not one, not two, but 4 new taxes coming down, possibly coming down the pipe, thanks to the former VP, fake President Biden. And then we'll finish it off with, yes, UFOs. Why UFOs? Because I find them very, very interesting, but not just because I find that very interesting. But they've been doing a slow drip, guys. Why do you think they're doing a slow drip? You guys are intelligent beings. You think for yourself. My opinion, we were alerted, right, years and years ago by Wernher von Braun. Came over. He was the #1 Nazi, and the U.S. scooped him up, of course, in World War II, and he came up with the V2 rocket. He, on his dying deathbed, he said that the last card, I cannot confirm or deny this, you guys could do your own research, but the last card will be a alien invasion. Again, ask yourself, stop and think. You know, it's one thing just researching, or just talking to people. Sometimes, you know, put it in neutral or put in park, stop and think. But I find it very, very interesting that UFOs are now everywhere in the lamestream. We are I call them lamestream because we're the mainstream. All right, so COVID SARS-2. Billy Goddess Gates, and yes, he is a goddess. I know the definition of a goddess. He is a female in my eyes. The reptilian says the world won't be able to reopen fully until 2022. So just amazing that that thing is a mouthpiece. Is a mouthpiece. Is he a doctor? I mean, just saying. Amazing. Also, now, for the past year, I'm sure you guys have been wearing muzzles. I don't wear a muzzle. And staying 6 feet apart if you go to any grocery store, any convenience store. All of a sudden, now it's 3 feet, folks. It went from 6 feet to 3 feet. For all the libs watching, show me the science. Show me the science. Again, they cut that number in half a year later. You're being played like a effing fiddle, folks. You're being played. On my main channel, I said this a year ago. And in the chat room, Julia, she's been here since day one, and yeah, I used to work for the government, folks. They don't give you your rights back. They take. They don't give them back. So that's pretty interesting. All of a sudden, 3 feet. Like, did he friggin' pull it out? Like, you know, people are having their record suicide. Kids aren't even catching this. Breaking news. Also, I obtained this very. I gave myself. I am a doctor. I got my co-flu shot. I could brag about it. I traveled long and far for that shot. Hope you guys do your research, because more and more people are actually traveling, folks. They're actually traveling long distances in order to get that shot. Again, my body, my choice. Don't tread on me. I don't tread on you. You could get 2 shots if you want. Get your first one, get the booster, and then since it's, you know, mutating, just like the flu, you know, have fun with that one. But I am good with that. And if I never travel again, I will not get I will not get the injection, folks, the jab. And again, if that it could be a major disrupt. I can never probably get on an airplane again, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not getting the shots. So I find this pretty interesting too, guys. Capitol Hill, 1 in 4 House members, they opted out to receive the jab. This is directly from NBC News. So 1 in 4 of the House members opted out. Again, guys, everything is scripted. Anything with whoever you think the president may be in America, everything is scripted. Everything. So when you see these high-profile people, you know, on television, you know, getting the shot, getting a brand, again, guys, this is brand new technology. I voted for Trump, but Trump is not my God, right? I am a free man, and I grew up conservative, military family, and police, but no, I don't look up to any human besides the man upstairs. So I find that interesting. Also, I have my own family, not immediate family, but cousins that received the jab already. So yeah, I do talk a lot about it. Some scary things too, but it's we're pretty much uncertain, folks. Again, this is brand new technology. Brand new technology. They're changing your DNA. But again, I've had family members that received it. DoD says nearly 1/3 of service members are declining the jab. That came out of the Hill. Let's cross the pond. Excuse me, the drink. Prime Minister plans to reopen on 12 April. Why 12 April? Why not 11 or 10? Like, guys, you guys watching are very intelligent, but every once in a while we may get a liberal or a person who just jumped in. You're being played like a fucking fiddle, folks. It's been a year. We're not a week into it, a month where we really don't know. You're being played. You're allowed to loot, riot, beat up cops, throw bricks at cops, but you can't go to work. You get locked up if you go to in certain circumstances. Get locked up if you refuse to wear a muzzle at a shop. Yeah, I'm on Team America side, Team Freedom. Whew. But so 12 April, pretty interesting. Let's talk to the border. Talk about the border real quick. Hashtag Biden border crisis. So we are at Q1 right now, guys, and fentanyl is up 2,067%. 400 pounds. Cocaine is up 187%. Coming in at 5,000 pounds. Guys, whatever the numbers are, think about what we don't see. Think about what we don't see. Right? If there's loud noise over here, don't draw all your attention to that loud noise. Continue to keep your head on the swivel. And yeah, this is the worst border crisis in modern day history. There's actual gag order, folks. Like, again, guys, just stop and think for a second. I know everything's so fast and there's so much happening. Like, this is the most popular president, the most transparent president, and there's a fucking gag order. They're not letting the repeaters, the lamestream in. I think I said cocaine already. Marijuana, 89%. Heroin, up 63% at 500 pounds. Meth, 14,000 pounds of meth. Weapons, up 131%. Again, guys, this is just Q1 already, and just what they captured. Unbelievable. Currency, $5.7 million has been seized at the U.S. border. That is up 64%. Again, love them, hate them. If you're independent, if you hate red or blue, the way we're going, guys, again, I am Team America first, and then I want to help the world. This is pretty amazing what's happening. They're on buses, meaning the illegals, and they're being shipped via bus. You watching right now, you're paying for it. And they just, again, who picks the location? Who was paying, once they get to their destination, who was paying for their hotel room? You. So have fun with that one. Worst crisis in modern history. And right before going live, I did see Ted Cruz. It was about an hour long. I did not watch it, but Ted Cruz and additional GOP members were down at the border, and there is a facility down there called the Dana facility. It's capable of holding 250 bodies, and currently, at making this video live, there are over 4,000 people. 4,000 people. They are shoulder to shoulder in there. I did hear that Ted Cruz and others Obviously, they had their cell phones. And again, guys, there is a gag order, so we have yet to see anything inside. There's numerous facilities. My hat's off to Project Veritas, because I believe to date that's the only pictures that we have from Project Veritas. Children, remember, you guys probably remember children at the cages. They are pretty much stacked. They're stacking and packing, which is very, very sad. When I hear Kamala laugh, like, remember Hillary Clinton did it? That laugh, I just want to get it off my screen. My opinion, she is worse than the Bradette individual who was fake VP, my opinion. Or excuse me, fake POTUS right now. She's 100% more left than he is. He right now, folks, he is a mouthpiece. Not Andrew's opinion, not reality, not fiction. You watch, if you have watched any interviews and on the mic. What again? There's no camera on the side, so I don't know if he's talking to Jen, Leprechaun Jen, who again his handler. This is the president of the United States. He's asking permission to take questions. Again, not to the people, not to the lamestream, but whoever his handler is. Like, some of you watching may have voted for that scumbag. Wait till we get to the taxes, folks. I guarantee you, you might have heard whatever I said so far, but I guarantee you probably have not heard anything I will announce about the taxes. Also, just at that one facility, folks, at the Donna facility, over 10% have tested positive for COVID. Great news. Again, guys, it's a disaster. Not just because they are shipping them to my state. I live in a semi free state, but it's surrounded by a sea of blue, and they're just adding to the number with these illegals. Again, guys, just because if you live in the UK, you should want the UK to come in first. If you're from Australia, as a citizen, you want Australia first before you help other people. It's common sense. It's not being greedy. It's not. It's okay to be a nationalist. I'm not saying white nationalist, black. It's okay. Again, patriotic. Your country comes first. If I can't help myself, I can't help anybody else. Now think about that on the government level. Again, guys, the whole world has been shut down for a year. And I understand certain locations, restrictions have been lifted in certain states, particularly in the red states. And then, but just absolutely horrible. I'm from New Jersey, right? One gym, to my knowledge, the most densely populated state in America, right? And one gym had the cojones to stand up and say, I'm going to give a double to the government. Guys, we have a great system here in America. It's our foundation is fine. Our foundation isn't rotted. It's the individuals who are selected, not elected, selected in these positions. I could go on and on about that one. So as you know, let's talk about also, guys, for that B word, I like to refer to him as the Tennessee goat. If you know anything about goats, The Tennessee goat is the goat that once they get spooked, they pass out and they fall over. And pretty easy to explain why he's the Tennessee goat. He falls walking up, not walking down, but walking up the steps. Okay, guys, so now he wants to nuke the filibuster, right? He wants to nuke the filibuster. And obviously he needs 51 votes. 51? Where are you getting that information, Andrew? Yeah, I understand. 50 votes, and then plus 1 equals Heels Up. That's her code name. Heels Up Harris. So this is some pretty crazy stuff, guys. Let's start with number 1. If he nukes the filibuster. Number 1 is the estate tax. So no more giving wealth to your family. So if he passes, folks, if you have 50,000, 100,000, $500,000, if you have assets, no longer can you pass that on to your children, whoever you want. It's yours. It's not the government's. And again, guys, if that passes, and if whatever you have in your will, again, that's up, whatever you guys have, that will go to the government. Isn't that great? Number 2, income tax. My opinion, and many others, we don't owe them shit. I understand for the courts, I understand for the roads, infrastructure is shitty, but when I see them passing bills for trillions of dollars that are being paid to going to countries that fucking hate us, and even countries that do like us, they are Americans, folks. Like, Americans are hurting, folks. Like, this is the part that just blows my mind. And yesterday, I want to get this out. Yesterday, when he spoke live, this was the very, I can't recall off the top of my head. Excuse me, I don't have that written down. I just thought of it. So yesterday he spoke live, right? His first press conference. And that, again, guys, that's all scripted. You saw the notes, you saw the Sharpie, you know, he did not answer, or excuse me, he did not call on any of OAN, Fox News. So that's unbelievable. And he messed that up as well. He messed that up. I'm sure you guys had a ball watching that, as well as other countries. There's so much going on in the world right now. Countries are setting off. Let's get back to this before I get off track. So number 2, so 1, the estate tax, no more giving your wealth. Number 2, income tax. Again, guys, it's common sense. Again, I want nice roads to drive on, etc. But when I see the money tree, where technically the Federal Reserve, that's nothing federal about it, it pisses me off. Pisses me off. Number 3, capital gains tax. I wasn't in law enforcement, but here in New Jersey, you have to have 5 years on to get a partial pension. I do not receive anything from the department that I used to work for. Every state is totally different. If I was working in Ohio, day 1, just from signing paperwork, and if you trip down the steps coming out of the facility, you are entitled to get a partial pension. Again, that's Ohio. That's how it is in Ohio. New Jersey does not work that way. So I just want to say thank you to Julia for your contribution. And the links are down below, guys. I am ad-free, demonetized, shadow banned, all that fun stuff. If you're new watching, click on my Patreon page. It's free, and you can read a little bit about my bio, and there is free content on my Patreon page as well. But you could join for as little as $1 a month. Greatly, I know it's tough times for everybody, including myself. So yeah, estate tax, income tax. Number 3 will be capital gains tax. So anybody who is listening now, or I'm sure you have a loved one, a friend uh, that receives a pension, uh, that it up until if this passes, it's all tax free, right? If you're a police officer, teacher, etc., 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 but not if this passes. Your pension will be taxed. Number 4, the wealth tax. What's the wealth tax? For again, guys, what's my definition of rich is maybe, well, not maybe, it probably definitely different than your opinions, right? It's all about how you live your life. Some people are more simple. Some people like flashy things. I'm a simple man. But regardless, if I did have the money, the number 4 is the wealth tax. That Pocahontas is telling rich people, you guys can look this up, to take their money and put it in other countries. So that's why would she, again, even if you're not rich watching right now or listening, it's not going to benefit you if you live in America, because the rich people are going to start dumping money elsewhere. And then obviously HR 1, if that passes, HR 1 would be, again, all of these, are a disaster. But HR 1, there's no real number, guys, of how many. I understand there's 330 million approximately Americans, but if you would turn on a left-leaning news network, they say it's around 5 million, 7 million people that are here illegally, but that number has been there since, I believe, 2005. So 2005, and they have not updated it. Tucker, who I like, I think he says it's around 25 million people. That's not including the people that are rushing, or not rushing, just walking up because the Tennessee goat is their POTUS. So that would be pretty fucking insane, guys. I know people who make, again, guys, your definition of good money, my definition, probably two different things, right? But they do pretty good for themselves. But healthcare, they get murdered with healthcare. So when I see, and again, guys, reverse the roles. If I was in Mexico or any South American country, and I was I was told that the president, floodgates are open. Damn right, I'm coming to America. Damn right, I'll come to America. I'm not blaming the people. I'm blaming my government. I'll be right in line to come to America. Sorry about that. So I am blaming the government. Guys, when they're shipping these individuals all throughout this country, they don't even tell the governor. Think about that. Just stop for a second. They don't tell the governor that they're bringing in busloads of. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, the border has always been an issue, right? But it was primarily Mexicans. I'm a mixed race. I'm not Mexican, but Mexicans are the hardest working people. They, landscapers, roofers, masons, you name it, they do it, and they bust their fucking ass. They bust their ass, and that's how it was when I was growing up. I'm a millennial, so I'm not, too old. I'm right there in the middle. But things have changed, and I just find it very, very. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. But do you really think that a pregnant woman, or I don't care, even if you're fit, folks, if you could make that journey on foot from Honduras to the border, I don't buy that story. Hopefully you guys don't either. Thousands, it's I think like 1,300 miles, depending upon what you're talking about. But I'm talking about Honduras, just for the sake of this video. I don't buy that story. Again, there's a shitload of pregnant women. There's a shitload of kids. It's horrible. A few people, I'm sure you guys have seen the video. I believe I saw it on Twitter. There are tons of kids, guys. Sex trafficking, people being raped. And again, if you live in America, your VP is laughing when she was asked when she will make a visit to the border. She was laughing. I just wanted to remove it off my screen. Having fun yet? So yeah, number 5, the HR 1 that includes all illegals would have amnesty. So again, big FU to any American citizen, black, white, yellow, rich, poor, and they are giving these illegals first, American second. So, ooh, a good one. A rifle ban. Do I think that you guys remember? Well, I was pretty young in I was really young in '94, but from '94 to '04, I believe, was the assault weapon, and I hate that word. My opinion, folks, I think that there will be something passed. That means you possibly watching, again, I don't know what you have, will be a felon overnight. Overnight, you'll be a felon. Again, my opinion, guys, they want a shit show. They want a shit show. The more people are at each other's throats, the more people are divided. I mean, America is more divided now than ever before. From race to BLM. Again, guys, this is the shit that drives me fucking nuts. And the very smart people who I know, meaning they have a high IQ, but they're pretty fucking stupid when it comes to common sense or street smart, right? They obey. They obey. Again, I don't tell anybody what to do on this platform. I just want to make that clear. But when they tell you, again, you can't go to work, or you have to put a muzzle on to go to a store. Again, guys, I'm not going to die on that hill, on the muzzle hill. I don't wear a muzzle when I go out, and I just posted a video. I did that a few times on this platform because I practice what I preach. Right? I practice what I preach. I'm not posting that footage to say, ooh, look at me. Ooh. Yeah. Again, I'm not willing to die on that hill. I have been asked numerous times by different people at different facilities to put a muzzle on, and I refused. Of course, I'm not going to let it get to the point where I call a scene. I tell them to call the cops. I respect that facility. But I want them to respect mine too. And I make that very clear when I go into any establishment. I don't wear a muzzle. Medicare. How's that? That's already a shit show. But Medicare for all. So real quick, the estate tax, income tax, capital gains tax, wealth tax, HR 1, rifle ban, Medicare for all. And I could go on and on, but I'm going to stop there at that one. I found it pretty interesting. I watched the entire hour and 6 minutes that the former VP gave a speech yesterday. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Again, this is something that is scripted, guys. Like he's in bad shape. It would be sad, but the reason why I bust his balls because even though I know he's the mouthpiece for whoever placed him there, I don't care. I had enough. But don't take my word. He is the most popular U.S. president in American history. Again, it was an hour and 6 minutes long, and at the 49-minute mark, he brought up the fourth industrial revolution. Does that sound familiar? If you're a regular on this channel, we have been speaking about that. Susie, how are you? Stevens, how are you? And I'm not getting into that rabbit hole now. I'm sure you guys know what the fourth industrial revolution is. It's the World Economic Forum. Eric Schwab, that piece of shit. It's happening. Remember 9/11, 2001? That event that took place? It happened. And what do we get out of it? The Patriot Act, etc., etc., etc. So right now, guys, we are in the fourth industrial revolution. No matter what you believe in, no matter if it's affecting you right at this current point in your life, but it's underway right now. It's fully underway. What does that mean? It's going to affect jobs, technology, every aspect of your life. I put it that way. Every aspect of your life. But and also I believe 2020 was the 50th anniversary of the World Economic Forum. And then if you guys pay attention to detail, for a living I used to be a professional observer, pretty good at profiling people. And yesterday he was asked about 2A, right? And his reply was all the above for 2A. But what stood out to me when I was watching, unfortunately, when I wasted an hour of my life, it's all about timing. It's all about timing. I've been saying for months now, guys, that I know we are in the week 2, or it is technically early spring now. There will, my opinion, just one person's opinion, there will be a major FF, the color of this flag, that will take place. And again, yesterday, the 25th of March, in his own speech, he said timing is everything. Timing is everything. And I know the Atlanta thing, and I know about the Colorado Boulder event, but the Boulder event, that was a Syrian Muslim. So the lamestream was soon to end that, obviously, because it's not a white male. And also, guys, I've been all over the place, right? I have yet to ever come across a Klans member. Do they exist? Absolutely. But if you watch any of the lamestream media, you will think that they're at every single intersection in America. So if you know where any Klans members are, take a picture, because I've never seen one in person. It's getting crazy out there. So this is from Axios. People close to Biden tell us he's feeling bullish on what he can accomplish and is fully prepared to support the dashing of the Senate filibuster rule to allow Democrats to pass voting rights and other trophy. Come on. Past voting, we're live. Past voting rights and other trophy legislation for his party. He loves the growing narrative that he is bolder and bigger than the first gay, non-U.S. citizen president. I added that part in. Barack Obama. The temptation to go over bigger Senate Republican Mitch McConnell, CCP Mitch. Sorry guys, I can't stand Mitch. Again, I'm not red, I'm not blue. I'm Team America all the way, and I fucking can't stand Mitch. CCP Mitch. Why do I call him CCP Mitch? Ask me about that later, or do your research. He's married. Yeah, he's like this, guys, with the CCP. So don't be fooled when you hear Mitch McConnell make up shit. He's good friends with. They're all friends, folks. They're all friends. That being said, there are a handful of people that I have one foot in the door and watching, but there's nobody who I'm like. Not even Trump, guys. I support him 100%, but politics are, yeah, politics are that. So let me read this again without adding my impression of Mitch.
Republican leader McConnell.
The temptation to go over bigger, Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell insists will create such a fissure between the parties that he's compared it to a, quote, nuclear winter, unquote. So fun stuff is possibly coming down the pike, including numerous taxes, what I just read to you guys. Unfortunately, guys, I cannot see the chat on my PC ever since they gave me the boot. I could see the chat on my device here. But now is the UFO part. Again, guys, I'm not going to, give, I'm not going to get, talk about what I believe in or what I have documentation of or what I have seen. I'm just going to give you the newest update with UFOs. Excuse me, UAPs. I like the traditional UFO. I call them both, by the way. UFO is anything you see in the heavens that's just unidentified. Doesn't mean there's a 3-foot green man. Doesn't mean there's a 7-foot reptilian. Doesn't mean there's an 8-foot gray that's a android. Just it's unidentified. So this first clip that I'm going to show you guys from John Ratcliffe. This isn't just any individual, right? This is the former director of the National Intelligence. The former director, folks. This is Fox. This was a couple days ago on Fox News. It's like 30 seconds long.
Or heard intel.
Frankly, there are a lot more sightings than have been made public. We're talking about objects that, frankly, engage in actions that are difficult to explain, that movements that are hard to replicate, that we don't have the technology for.
Okay.
And then there's another expert. Again, I respect John Ratcliffe, but pretty interesting, guys. That this is making world news now. Seems like on a daily, not seems like it is on a daily basis that from I could pull up a couple sources referring to UFOs. I just found these out today, guys. It's called Resident Alien. It's new for 2021. It's about a alien whose ship got damaged. Again, it's called Resident Alien, and it's a reptilian, folks. It's a reptilian. This reptilian kills humanoids, and when it kills humanoids, it could take their body. Again, guys, I've been into this subject for over a decade now, and It's funny when you mention anything reptilian, automatically Google will put a Wikipedia. Again, I don't put any hashtags anymore. I don't put any tags. Automatically, they put a Wikipedia mentioning that reptilians are folklore and fiction. But I'll show you guys the actual video. This is again Resident Alien Season 1 Episode 1 sneak peek. So again, it's a reptilian that, if this reptilian, for the sake of this video, it's all made up, obviously, it's not real. Once this alien kills you, he takes the form of your body. Again, I just found this out today, and I don't own a television, but I am going to be watching this. This is a 7-minute trailer. I'm not going to show you 7 minutes of it. I just want you to see the beginning.
Was he retired or something? What does he do out here?
I think he's fishing.
I am in the middle of nowhere. A tiny town 3 hours from the nearest city on roads that are impassable half the year. Nobody in their right mind would live in a place like this, unless they have something to hide.
See them reptilian hands, folks?
Sir, you Dr. Harry Vanderspiel?
Yes, that's me.
I'm Sheriff Mike Thompson. Everybody calls me Big Black.
Cars of your truck.
Cause... Oh, you funny, huh? You funny. This here's my deputy.
That's the actual doctor, humanoid. He hears a noise. Again, guys, this is just the trailer for Season 1.
Is there someone in here?
Hillary! He just bitch slapped an alien. Again, guys, some of you may not be interested, but that is, it's called Resident Alien. I am into that type of content. After finding out and seeing stuff over the years, pretty interesting topic. And there's a second one that I came across again today, brand new. I believe it's the picture to this video. It's called Debris. And if you haven't noticed, over the past, besides the drips from the lame stream, this is brand new for 2021. It's called Debris, and stuff is falling out from the heavens, right? And it reminds me of, if you guys are familiar with Project Looking Glass, because again, I haven't seen anything besides the trailer, and in the trailer, it's all about good versus evil. The good guys want to find the pieces, the bad guys want to find the pieces, because then they get incredible technology, i.e. Reverse gravity, for instance. So that's called Debris, and that is on NBC. Pretty interesting. Another one called The Colony, which is pretty interesting. Again, I just found these out today, and I will watch them and then give you guys a report back if you guys don't want to watch them. But I mean, that's whoever. Again, guys, I haven't seen anything about it besides the trailer. Whoever, I'm going to look into, who directed it, etc., etc. But if you're not familiar with reptilians, pretty interesting because my belief, we are not alone. Obviously, we are not alone. Again, just for people who are non-believers, most people believe now. 5 years ago, not so much, but most people believe now, and I just find it very interesting from putting a hole, whatever the ozone is, from spraying heavy metals, stratospheric air, SAIs, geoengineering. Again, John O'Brien in 2016 finally told us, again, take it with a grain of salt, they told us it's for global warming. One person's opinion, I don't believe in global warming. I don't believe in global warming. And there's a gentleman called Dan Pena. He's the 50 trillion with a T. So he's a $50 trillion man. He has dual citizenship. He has a castle in Scotland. But he's an old man now. But he's loaded, and he's been to the North Pole, the South Pole, and again, 99.9% of civilians don't understand what Antarctica is. Just Antarctica alone. And again, I've been studying Antarctica for years now. I love history, and I find it very interesting that it's 2021, and nobody can go there till this day. Yeah, you could take a cruise there, but you just go to the tip off of Chile. If we do live on a ball, Antarctica is like 1.5 size of North America, or excuse me, the lower 48. So why do you just go to the tip, right? Why can't we go farther? It's pretty interesting. And then once you go down Antarctica, again, Antarctica is a freaking mountain, guys. It's a mountain. There's ancient ruins there. Again, from Richard Amber Bird. There's actual footage, not modern day footage, because again, it's everything so secretive, obviously, for national security. Anything could be for national security. That's just one way of shutting people up. The weather is national security now. So you can find clips online of meteorologists speaking about military jets, civilian jets, JP-1 fuel, spraying the skies with barium, aluminum, and strontium before the gag order came out. And again, in the summer of 2016, the CIA director, John O'Brien, came out, and the only reason why he came out, because so many, people, even Hollywood, they were taking pictures of X's in the sky, grids in the sky. So pretty interesting stuff. People think Antarctica is just three species of penguins, and it's frozen. But back in the 60s, there was a warm oasis there. So I would love to visit Antarctica, or just see actual footage, modern day footage, of the warm oasis that Richard Admiral Byrd found. Live, fear, die. I'm with you about Mitch McConnell. There's a great book that I have, not to be like every other person who has a bookshelf behind them. I do actually read. I do not have it behind me at the second. Yeah, Mitch is CCP Mitch. I was shocked, guys, how tied in, we, America, built China. So many people are like, China folks, like, again, I'm just fascinated with information, like with truth. Tell me the truth, no matter what the topic is. If I get pissed off, if I get angry, give me the truth, right? That's how I feel, rather than comfort me with a lie. And I call it there's millions of people like myself that call it the Great Awakening. What caused the Great Awakening? Was it Trump? Was it, I don't know. My belief, it was a mixture of things that caused the Great Awakening. Because over the past 5 years, something has changed in a lot of us. If you're watching this, you're part of that Great Awakening, that are asking questions. And I know it's painful to watch, right? Executive orders and all this BS. But we have a voice, folks. We have a voice. And more, I mean, every time I go out, every single day I go out, I talk about a subject to somebody. I just don't bring it up, obviously. But people are asking, like every day, people are asking questions. People are waking up. Of course, not fast enough, but enough numbers that we affected their agenda. This is my opinion. Obviously, Trump, again, guys, love him, hate him, whatever. He was not supposed to win. He was not supposed to win. And yes, I understand America is not looking too healthy right now. But like I started out with this video, I said the foundation, it's not rotted. The foundation is good. And we have enough patriots, you watching, including myself, that are getting the word out there, folks. Again, I never made one video. I never told one person that going back, let's rewind back in January, that all of a sudden Trump was going to come out in the springtime and take over the presidency, blah, 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 blah. I never made a video about that. But I am vocal with something is going on. Something is going on behind the scenes. If you saw a few days ago, I don't use Google, but if you searched on Google, it said that America had 2 presidents, right? 2 presidents. My video prior to this one, I know it's a long video, but in the comment section, if you just wanted to watch the little clip of the White House #2 that I discovered on Google Earth in Georgia, it's a replica, folks. I've been to the Federal Academy. It's not like a training facility. So what the hell is that? It's brand new. It just popped up. Construction went up like that. So I don't have any additional information pertaining to the second White House, but that's something that when it caught my eye, I definitely want to find out more about this, because again, I'm not here to say the cavalry is waiting to come in, but in my gut, I know that obviously I show notes. Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening, right? But I don't know. I just feel like something is off, guys. In a good way. Something as simple as the former VP, right? Whenever he gets on an aircraft, no matter what aircraft it is, it should be labeled as AF1. It's coming up as NA. A few days ago, I posted on my Twitter account. I'm always in nature. I'm fascinated with aircraft. And a few days ago, 2 birds were in the sky. 2 birds, and they were squawking at AF2. I've never seen that since I've been keeping track. So again, I have a feeling that something is going on behind the scenes. But I'm not going to sit here and say the cavalry is, on this date, the cavalry is going to jump in. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Again, I did not make a video pertaining to saying that someone's going to come in and save us. But I just have a gut feeling. I don't know. Again, call me crazy, but I just have a gut feeling that something is off. Something is off. How about Washington? I mean, the fence around the Capitol, and again, I play devil's advocate. I'm open-minded. Technically, number 1 is POTUS, right? Number two, anything happens to him would be the VP. And then if anything happens to VP, would be the leaker of the house. Unfortunately, I know it seems like worse or dumber, the worst. Just stop for a second. Imagine a president. I won't even go that far, but that's how it works. And the way the law is, the leaker of a house is in charge of security of the District of Columbia. So during that January 6th event, again, I don't even have all the information pertaining to that. Why did they stand down? I mean, there's actual footage of law enforcement taking selfies with quote unquote patriots. And obviously, guys, it's an old story. You guys are from that group was infiltrated. We do know that, but not one person was apprehended with a firearm. A lot of the people who made access were in law enforcement, in the military. I'm not talking about the people who were breaking glass, folks. I'm talking about the people who respected. I'm not for that, obviously. I'm not for that. I'm for peace. But it's just very, very fishy, the whole January 6th event. Again, guys, when I see law enforcement saying pretty much right this way, again, this is what I did for a living, and it just does not add up. So was this a false flag? Again, I don't know. A false flag op that the DS tried to do, so they can have the whole house surrounded by 30,000, 25,000 troops. I don't know. But I have heard that Nancy's laptop was stolen. Again, it's tough. It's really tough to find out information pertaining to that subject. But again, guys, I definitely play devil's advocate, and I try to. Anyone who was in law enforcement or the military, you gotta kind of think on both sides, right? That's what makes the best, in my opinion, the best police officers out there. Mike Liddell, he's a patriot. I know he's. They want him. They want it. Well, they basically hung him. But Mike Liddell, who is a hell of a patriot. I love stories, folks. I have a couple buddies that are rich, like loaded. Their father had, they have their own broker company. But I love stories where people, came from a poor family and then they grew their empire or whatever. And I just love stories like that. And unfortunately, I can only see a couple comments at a time. What's up, Tyler? My friend was kidnapped next skate, but her friend Joan already built in New Jersey. I think New Jersey should be split in half. Trenton North is North Jersey. Trenton South would be South Jersey. If that again, it's not going to happen. But if that was the case, like if other states started to succeed, half of New Jersey would be red. Half of New Jersey would be red. Let me finish reading. It became law. No shit. Jones Law. You devote every day to chill. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. See, we do have a voice. I know, guys. Every single day of every 7 days a week, even if I'm not posting, I'm researching. And some people are like, how, I don't want to say something that I shouldn't, but for the time being, we still have a voice, and the word is still getting out. Yeah, Parler, different Parler. They try to remove Parler. I know Trump is coming up with his own social media. What does that mean? Is that good? Just fight the good fight, folks. Fight the good fight. I don't care how bad it gets, folks. I'm going down with the ship. I'm going down with the ship. I'm not fleeing anywhere. I'm an American. And can we turn this ship around? Whew. It's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. I'm not, this is the truth. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty bad. But I do still have hope. Like I said, I'm not one to say that the cavalry is going to come running in, but I'm a spiritual person, and I just feel something in my gut that something is off about this administration, besides him being brain dead and all that good stuff. And when I was speaking, I saw a couple comments that said they agree as well. And to be honest, I have not, I was following Mike Flynn, I was following Mike Lindell, I was following that whole group, right, for a while. And then I just, once this administration took in, I kind of backed off. So you guys may know more than me pertaining to that topic, Wano Savin, and etc. So Joan from Tyler. I'm gonna look into that. That's awesome. You guys have, I'm just going through comments. If you guys said anything when I was on my soapbox, if you want to get my attention, just send it again, if you don't mind. HRC code name. Oh, speaking of that, wait. Live, Fear, Die. WikiLeaks accelerate my Great Awakening in 20... Again, something happened. Something... I mean, I don't know what it is, folks. It's like, I really don't know what it is. I feel it's a mixture of things. Is it a higher power? Like something beyond, humanoid? Who knows? But something definitely triggered. I'm one of these people. I've always asked questions, even as a kid. I was that kid who always asked questions, and that young man. But ever since I've been fully red-pilled, and again, guys, people, like, when I say at the dog park, at the grocery store, I even told you guys, I believe the last time I went live, that one story, like, people, like, these are just, everyday people. I don't bring up any topic to anybody unless they start first. I just don't run up to people and say, oh my God, start preaching to them. I come across sheep, and I come across open-minded people. And once I come across an open-minded individual, I want to hear what they know, and then of course I elaborate. I mean, for the past few years, guys, I've been a full-time researcher. I learned more in 2 to 3 years than I did my entire life of researching. Yes, that's another great individual. Scott McKay, Patriot Street Fighter. Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. There are so many people, and Mike Adams, he has the mullah, right? Um, he has his own platform, Brighteon, but Mike is a very unique individual. I don't think I've ever met anybody like Mike, because Mike, even in college, he was like rated on the IQ level, one of the smartest people. But Mike is one of the most red pill people I've ever met. So not only is he a scientist, not only does he have his own um, um, laboratory, but he speaks like we do. So he's, very smart in academically smart, but he super smart, street smart. That's super rare, folks. You're either one or the other. I'm kind of both, but Mike is at the top. He's very, very intelligent, and he's very, very red pilled. And again, Mike Adams. I've been following him when he was on YouTube, so it's been years since I've been following Mike. Live Free or Die. Mike Adams was one of the first kicked off YouTube. Correct. Yeah. Yes, he was. But again, it's not just Mike, right? Now, for Brighteon alone, it's millions of dollars. His words, not mine. And his own servers. Dan Bongino. I like Dan Bongino a lot, and I've always have. But Mike speaks like we do. Again, he's very intelligent, but he also is red-pilled. And he's aware of the matrix system that we live in. I've never come across anybody like Mike before. Look what they did, folks. Look what they did to Parler, right? That backfired. I wish that Trump Jr., not because when Trump was in office, I wish that somebody would have started a Trump tube, whatever you want to call it. But again, better late than never. And just because, again, guys, just because I got kicked off of my main channel, prior to getting kicked off, I think I was shadow banned. Think about this, guys. Again, we're all different ages. Some people may be retired. Some people may get pensions. Think about working for free, right? I love helping people. I do. If I help, if it's changing a tire on the side of the road, if I come across, for some reason I always come across accidents on the road. I'm that guy to help. It's just me. I'm not telling you this for a pat on the back. But don't stop. You get knocked down, get back up. And it sucks. Again, before I even was deleted, for about a year, a little over a year, I was shadow banned. That means no more subscribers. My content was not being seen. Notifications were not going out. So thank God for my Patreons. Thank God for my single contributions on PayPal. That allows me to do this. That's why I can do this. My main channel got zapped. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. It was a matter of time. Live Free or Die. I love Dan B too, but he's a sheep compared to Mike. Correct. That's why I made it very clear that there's, again, we're all each and every single one of us, folks. Not one person in this chat room, live or watching later, agrees with me 100%. But if you're watching, I mean, it comes to a point that you guys probably agree with me with a lot if you're watching, or if you're subscribed, or if you're Patreon, or if you send a contribution through PayPal, Venmo, etc. Yeah, Dan Bongino does not speak like we did in this hour-long video, but he's a patriot. He's a patriot. He was Secret Service, and now I don't know if you guys heard, but Dan Bongino, he's taking over the Rush Limbaugh show. You guys know Rush passed away, I believe, in about a month and a half. Big shoes to fill. Again, Rush Limbaugh, he did not speak like us, but he gave people, there's a lot of topics that he did not discuss that, again, like we discuss, but, and yes, I know his whole background. I know his dad had his own radio business, and he started at the age of 15, but he was like, he started it. He started from the very, very beginning. I believe in the 90s. What's your favorite, you guys watching, what's your favorite alternative to YouTube? Again, guys, it sucks. Again, the foundation is great of YouTube. It's the people that are running it, right? Unfortunately, I was not here in the early days. When I say early days, like 07, 08, 09, I wasn't around to have a channel back then. But what's your? I know there's BitChute. I know there's tons of them. BitChute. Foxhole. Never heard of Foxhole. Art Bell. I was a kid when I was a young kid. My father was a police officer, and he worked the midnight shift. And he at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, there's not too much that you could do besides, if it's a slow night, i.e. winter time, since he did work in the city, and in the springtime and summertime it was like a fucking jungle. But yeah, so Art Bell, I still do like Art Bell, but I heard some mixed things about him, I guess. You love my cup. Thank you. My pew pew. Safety first. How about Rumble? There were so many platforms. Again, I guess that's a good thing, but I just, there's a lot of people, folks, that got the boot. They got the boot off this platform, and some people started their own websites. But what, in your opinion, what's the second best to YouTube? These cups were exclusive to Patreon members. Time flies, folks. Probably a couple years ago, I know Julia got one. It could be something that could come back, especially with everything we're dealing with now. The pew pew mug. I mean, just drinking. You don't even have to speak. I mean, now everybody's working from home, but you don't even have to talk about politics if you're drinking out of one of these. I think people understand where you live, where you come from. That being said, though, guys, I know liberals that are into 2A. Just 2020 was the highest. I mean, let's rewind for a second. Prior to 2020, during the first non-Obama, he was the most anti-2A president in American history, but yet he sold the most tools, right? Then 2020 comes around, and 2020 was the cherry on top. I know I do. I think Mike said that Brighteon will have a live. I think it's great where you could just push a button and go live. Where a lot of the platforms, again, they don't have the money, they don't have the backing, they don't have the servers, et cetera, et cetera. It takes a lot of money to do that. But I believe in April, Mike will have a live. I did just hear that recently. And I said recently, over the past 48 hours. And the first live event will be Mike Adams at again, I don't know the exact date. It's coming up. It's about a month away. And he's going to try it out first, obviously, kind of like a beta test, but at an actual event with other speakers, with not George Norrie, Steve Quayle, and other people. So that's going to be interesting. I got flagged on Patreon for having a hashtag. They gave me a slap on the wrist, and I had to remove a hashtag. That's why anything I do, besides, I mean, I'm shadow banned on Twitter. I'm locked out on Twitter, but I still tweet away. Searching hashtags. Wanda Saban as a platform. See, you guys are freaking intelligent. Wanda Saban as a platform. It's called 107 Daily. Never heard of that one. Excuse me. What's your opinion, guys? I never asked this question before because, again, I listen to Juan. I'm not up to date probably as much as you guys. I haven't listened to anything recently since the new administration. But my humble opinion, I do think something happened. I think that something was supposed to happen about a couple weeks ago. Again, I did not make any videos. I didn't even bring it up. But I think something was supposed to happen sooner than later. But that did not happen, obviously. A lot of people think Juan is JFK Jr. Just my opinion. Great person, great human, great soul. Does hard work. He's a hard worker, and obviously he's in with the white hats. My opinion, because he knows a lot of stuff, and he's pretty close to Trump. I'll leave it as that. Live for die. Agree 100%, Andrew. Yeah, a lot of. I'm just saying what I observe. A lot of people. I don't mention names. I don't mention channels, except if they're good, like I just did over the past 10 minutes. These are all great people, all patriots, all people, all white hats, in my opinion. But my opinion, my humble opinion, and guys, it's not just opinion. I from being a trained observer to going down that hole, I feel that Junior is alive. It might sound crazy, but there wasn't a little bit of evidence. There was so much evidence that they had to back off. I do know that for a fact. There was so much evidence out there that they had to back off. So, again, it's up to you guys. But, yeah, Juan, in my opinion, he's not Junior. But he is pretty close to whoever the white hats are. You know, currently, I think he was in Nevada for a while when all the voting, when they were counting stuff. But I believe he's been in DC for a few months now, and he's staying I find that pretty interesting. Whoever Juan is, who I like. He's been staying at Trump Hotel in Washington. Correct. Yes, Steve Stevens. He's been there for, to my knowledge, at least a couple months. Telegram. Yeah. I'm surprised nobody said that earlier. I'm familiar. I am partly familiar with Telegram. I'm not on Telegram. I'm on Rumble. Susie, Telegram is good for passing on info like Twitter. Yeah, isn't Telegram like the like an alternative to Twitter, where certain platforms are kind of like, you know, like a alternative to YouTube? Telegram is more of a Twitter alternative. I believe 100% one is Junior. Interesting. Guys, I did, it's deleted now. I mean, I have all my videos saved numerous ways, but I can dig that up. There were a couple rallies where Junior, again, just my opinion for the record, where Junior, his beautiful wife, very unique, she has a very unique mouth. Junior, the wife, as well as the kids, were all at the same rally at one time, and it just popped in my head. That crazy, I just thought of it. In Wilkes-Barre, PA. That's kind of like a stone's throw away from here. Again, I'm in Jersey. Wilkes-Barre, it's northeast Pennsylvania, so it's, I think it's like a 4-hour drive, about a 3.5-hour drive from my location. About a 3.5-hour ride from my location. I heard of a platform called Panquake on Jimmy Dore show. Isn't Jimmy Dore kind of lefty, but he also, or he might be in the middle now. I haven't, to be honest. I know who he is. I have not watched or heard any of Jimmy in a very long time, to be honest. But I think the last video that I saw, he was kind of in the middle. A lot of these people who are, you know, lefties, including Bill Maher, he has his own show, obviously, but last week he dedicated like the whole show to China. Anything, guys, if you want a contract, you got to be a lefty, or you got to be a lefty vocally, and then, you know, whatever you think and your beliefs, you got to keep inside. And we see that all the time. People get the boot off of mainstream, they start their own podcast, they talk totally different than they did on mainstream. Even now, I'm not going to mention any names in the mainstream, but there are individuals that know how to play, you know, they say enough to where I know where they stand. But obviously, we all need a paycheck. And the more awake you become, the harder it is to, because I don't want to act like, I don't want to be, I'm not fake. I'm not fake at all. You guys can ask me. It's free, obviously. There's no super chat. I don't get paid for this. I mean, from my Patrons, but you guys could ask me any questions you want, and I shall reply. But the more red-pilled you are, the harder it is to, you know, to have a podcast, because it gets pretty deep down different rabbit holes. So not the same voice as JFK. Correct. Also, since we're on this topic of JFK, who was the guy who has the hat with the wig? I can't think of his name. What the hell is his name? He drives a minivan, a Trump van. You guys, someone's gonna come up with it. I can't remember his name. he was at a crap load of rallies, and then he. But there's two of them. There's two of them. Vincent, see, you got yeah. Rich M, Live Free or Die. Vincent Fusca. Yeah, a lot of people thought that was Junior. Guys, again, just my opinion. He's 100% alive, guys. I mean, his wife, very pretty, but she's very unique looking, and I believe, to my knowledge, only one time, Junior, well, I'm gonna say it is Junior, his wife, and his kids were all at one rally. We're all at, again, and this one, I can't believe I remembered it, but it was in PA. Yeah, two Vincent Fuscas. The last time I saw Vincent was during the ballot counting in Philadelphia. I showed you guys. I did like a 1-minute video. Obviously, he had a press pass, and he was there to be seen. He was in his, attire, hat, suit coat. And then also, I don't know. I'm sure you guys heard about that. One of the Vincent Fuscas was involved in a pretty serious MVA. This was back a couple months back. The woman at the rally looked like JFK Jr.'s wife. 100%, Rich. 100%. Again, very pretty woman, and very unique looking though. She speaks like on the side, or her mouth, on the side of her mouth. Very, very unique looking woman. Very pretty, and yeah, she's still with us, in my opinion. On top of that, how about Timberwolf? You guys remember codename Timberwolf? And what would make all the what would make all the grandchildren come together and sing a 17-minute song? I found that fascinating. They all came together in that 17 just happened to be 17-minute long song, and that one male, again guys, it's all about the eyes. If you hide the eyes, you're good. And he did not show his eyes. I found that very, very interesting. Correct. Live Free or Die. Timberwolf is going down. And Timberwolf, I believe, well, was Daddy Bush. Daddy Bush. Who has, again, I can't stand the guy, just like, I mean, he's one of the most, he's at the top as far as black hats go. The head of the CIA, the head of he was a VP, he was POTUS. His father, he pretty much called the shots during World War II. Prescott Bush, that whole bloodline is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Correct. Yeah, that's why if you look at any like military pictures, or if you know anybody who has a podcast and they wear sunglasses, these are people who, I mean, my gloves been off, so I have nothing to hide. I'm quite available. I don't have a ranch. I'm out in the public, but there's certain individuals that don't show their eyes, and that's for a reason. D. Stevens. I know that name, D. Stevens. Who's... Again, guys, go... Everything we're talking about now about Junior, since we're on that topic, go back to the magazine George, right? He was furious. I mean, I would do the same. And I mean, if you can get your hands on the George magazine, I mean, they're thousands of dollars. But there's a few people that actually uploaded them, so you could actually download it for free. But if you want the entire magazine physically in your possession, they're thousands of dollars. But I find, again, I haven't spoke about Junior, and Lord only knows. I used to know dates and everything, but there was one issue that specifically mentioned something referring to 20 years later. 20 years later. That's a pretty long timeline. Like, think about 20 years out from now. You know, and that's when a lot of things went down. Rich M, 1,000 points of light. I mean, even Trump said, WTF does that even mean? Guys, I don't like when people say, you know, when you have the lamestream or Vice News, or, you know, when they do like a short, very short, you know, 30-minute documentary, or like a 3-piece documentary series on 17. I don't like how they just put everybody into one basket, right? Like, there are so many things that I disagree with that I hear coming from that letter 17. But at the same time, that's just how they work. They you know, you're left, you're right. There's no middle. You're 100% in for 17, or you're 100%, or you got to be out. When that's not how it is. That's not how it is. Daddy Bush, it's a very, very rare picture, but prior to that demon passing, there's a picture on that day, folks. What was it, 63 he passed, or 64? 63, I believe he passed. He was in college, Daddy Bush. He was in college. And again, at that time, he was working. It's not open source, but yet, or I don't know if it ever will be, due to the fact that someone took a picture of him with his hands in his pocket. He always had his hands in his pocket. He was a very young lad at that time. But prior to him passing, so many people asked, you know, where were you when that took place? Zero recollection. You ask me where I was at on 9/11, when I was a freshman in high school, when 9/11 happened. I could tell you the weather. I could tell you what I was wearing. I could tell you my football practice got canceled. I could tell you where my parents were. I could tell you where I got dropped off. I could tell you everything. I was a freshman. We're talking about someone who was in college when the most powerful person in the world got taken out, and you have zero recollection? Interesting. And there's a very clear photo of you, Daddy Bush, at the scene. Scumbag family. Again, it goes back to bloodline. The bloodlines. Yes, he was there. 100%. Rich M. Baby Bush was in college. Daddy was in CIA. Family name. And I haven't said this tonight, but the Great Awakening, the modern Great Awakening, happened, you know, just say 5 years ago, give or take. Again, some of you watching could have been fully red pilled back in 01. Again, I was a freshman in high school. I was not. I asked a lot of questions, and I was I was still young at that time. I mean, Daddy Bush or great grandfather Bush, that bloodline, guys, it goes back. They funded Hitler. You understand what I'm saying for a second? The Bush family, they're buku bucks. There's a permanent TFR over his ranch. He's the only guy in America. The Clintons don't even have a TFR over their house. But the Bush family in the center of Texas, they have a permanent TFR. No fly zone. They go back. But the modern day Great Awakening, it seems like certain people think, that everything all of a sudden turned bad. Where in reality, guys, I don't know how far back it goes. I mean, it's hard to find. You name a topic. We discuss, 5 topics in pretty much 5 topics tonight in depth. It's hard to find out information today with all the technology at our disposal, let alone finding out about previous events and history. But history is my thing, and once I found out Hitler was never killed in a bunker, and that was his body double, and he went to New Schwabelin, and they had a base in 38. Like, this is, it's all out there. Like, there are great books. Germany lost World War II. That's why me and you, we're not speaking German right now. The Nazis, they did not lose World War II. They won. Say that again. The Germany as a country, and a lot of people don't know their history. They think every soldier was a SS. That's not the case, guys. The Nazis won. That's pretty scary, right? The Nazis won World War II. But America, USSR, made a deal. And that's where we come to modern day with everything today. Yeah, Anthony Sutton. That book, I think I got it for like $20. I was talking today to, do I still have it up? I was talking today on Twitter to somebody. Let's see. And 2 people ordered that book just from a brief discussion on Twitter. There's a channel on Twitter called and I don't like, again, guys, I don't like the word conspiracy because it got watered down. I am a realist. But anyway, Conspiracy Bot on Twitter. Conspiracy Bot. And we were talking, again, this was 9 hours ago, 8 hours ago. Next thing you know, from one comment, people start, now people want to learn about World War II. What do you mean Hitler didn't die? But this is mainstream, guys. I mean, when I say like the History Channel admits Hitler didn't die. This is History Channel. Like, a couple years ago, if I said it, again, you got to read books. It wasn't that well known. But now, Tim Kennedy, the UFC fighter, Green Beret, who had a series. He went to Colonial Dignidad in South America. Listen to some of his stuff. He's opening up his own school, folks. Stop and think about that one. I don't have any kids, but he has his own kids. And after doing that show, I think it was called like Finding Hitler or something. Yeah, he's opening up his own school in Texas in this year in 2021. It will be open in the fall of 2021 after finding out real history. Pretty crazy stuff. Absolutely amazing that he's doing it. But his story, that's how history works out. Guys, I just saw yesterday, where the hell was it? I can't think of, I don't know off the top, I can't think of the state, but COVID is already in the history books for high school kids. How's that working out for us right now? Who was, ever since Trump pulled out, which was good, who was funded by, the money funders of the world. We know the goddess, that Billy Gates. And it's, guys, it's March 26th. It's been over a year, and we don't, I mean, you guys could probably come to your own conclusion, but we don't know. Nobody knows. Did it escape from a bat? Which bats don't even, that bat isn't even there in Wuhan. There is a facility in Wuhan that Fauci is tied into. Again, like, no, it didn't come. It did not come from a bat. There isn't even a bat there in that city. The type of that species isn't even there. Was it on purpose? Was it a test run? Again, I don't know. I'm asking questions. Conspiracy theorist was a phrase coined by agency to yes during the Warren Commission, and that's why it has a bad taste in my mouth till this day. But whenever I hear whenever I hear anyone in the mainstream, Vice, whenever I hear that word, pay attention. Pay attention. But yeah, it's a shame that word that they weaponized it. It's a fact. Just like what you said. Doesn't Fauci have a patent for? I'm not too sure about that. I do know that I mean, guys, like, we could talk all night about this, but like, just take a look at Event 201. There's always a drill. Not always. There's different events, but there's just so happens to be a drill before the real event happens. Again, I'm in New Jersey, right? New Jersey I used to work at Fort Dix military base. Fort Dix, now it's a joint base. Lakehurst, Dix, and McGuire. Now it's one large it's one large base now. It's in Central Jersey. Trying to watch my words here. That's all. I did not hear about that. Live free or die. Obama was at the Wuhan lab. I do know that. I mean, we're going way back now. A couple of people from Harvard, they were arrested. But again, this is all, this isn't a secret or like something that's hidden or something that might not be true. Yeah, Fauci, he visited Wuhan. He's invested in Wuhan. The part that bothers me most about this whole situation is, till this day, majority, almost everybody, again, I'm not willing to die on that hill. You want to kick me out or not serve me, I'll leave willingly without any scene, or if I really need something, I'll put a bandana on, right? Where I could still breathe, and it just so happens to keep falling down. I just, every now and then I just pick it up. Yeah, I'm not gonna die. That's not the hill I'm gonna die on. There's other hill or other situations that the muzzle. Yeah, that's not the hill for me. Even though I don't wear one, but I'm just saying, if they want to refuse me, that's fine. Oh, yeah, live exercise. Back to 9/11 for a second. 9/11, right? So in New Jersey, there so happened to be a drill that day. Again, I was young. I was like my first. I was like week one into high school. Um, Atlantic City, New Jersey, folks. Atlantic City, New Jersey. We have fighter jets there. Go pull up any military radar right now, and yeah, we have plenty of jets there. And it just so happened. I mean, that whole event. Then once the fighter jets got up, somebody gave them wrong intel, so they they went over the ocean, and then they had to come back. Even though I'm a simple man, guys, I still have bills, right? I have bill again. Everybody watching, I'm not. We all have bills, so it's just it's hard to go to work every day. But again, if you're the number one, you're the highest paid official in America, is Fauci. Think about that for a second. He worked for 6 presidents, and he's the highest paid government official just because of his credentials. Like, he's every single day, guys. He's giving a talk with college kids, Cardi B, Cardi A. I don't know who Cardi A is. I just made that one up. But every single day, he's here speaking to people. He has a lot of time. I'll just say that. You would think he would be busy at work. Try a little bit harder with China, right? Could we get boots on the ground in China? But I guess again, if you're making that much money, but it's not like he's new in that position. He could leave right now and he'll do good. It's so easy, folks. I've seen it. I've seen it myself. It's very easy to be corrupt. Money corrupts. We all need it. We all need it. But it's so easy to be corrupt. Cardi A. I just find it disturbing, funny, sad that Cardi B is the role model for Joe. And again, I don't have kids, but I pull my hair out every day. That again, out of all the people in the world, WAP is WAP. She can't even speak English. She's a ghetto piece of trash. Again, out of all the people that Joe could have spoke to, I guess, if you're not black, you don't vote for him. Whatever the quote was. Yeah, she's trash. It's one thing being a rapper and doing your thing. It's a whole another thing being a role model. Being a role model on top of having he's not, I don't call him. He's not the president, in my eyes. The former VP, having a one-on-one conversation with her after she just released WAP, wet ass woohoo. WAP is fine, but Dr. Seuss is. Yeah, that's the world we live in. WAP is fine, but doctors. I was at the grocery store a few days ago, and the wokies. That's my new phrase that I call them. I don't call them woke. They're wokies. The wokies removed all the minorities from the shelf. Aunt Jemima, etc., etc., etc. We have Pillsbury Doughboy. It was white, 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 white. The wokies removed all the minorities, and now it's all white. I just find that hilarious. They're trying. It's crazy. And who is the person who wakes up And like, I mean, this is much higher than my pay grade, but like, who is the person who says, today, Dr. Seuss. Today, Dr. Seuss. Tomorrow, Aunt Jemima. I have pictures of the first man, Michael Obama, reading Dr. Seuss. Why was it fine 8 years, 8 years ago? Like, again, where does this shit come from? Again, it's above my pay grade, but I just find that very, very funny and sad at the same time. How about trans too? I don't tread on me. I don't tread on you. But I have never seen so many people who were confused in my life. Like, I don't even know if they look like a mix. I'm not being rude. I'm just saying, like, if I'm at the store and the cashier might look like me, but this might say Emily, like fingernails painted, lipstick. Hey, I'm not judging, but like, if you want to be a woman, shouldn't you shave the beard off? I'm just saying. Again, do your thing. Do your thing. Federal Reserve notes. Mr. Potato Head. At the same time, I think that whoever they are at the top, I think that they're friggin' smoking Cubans and drinking their whiskey, laughing their asses off. Like, really laughing their asses off. Sad, funny at the same, it's disgusting, it's like a never-ending circuit. What's going to be banned today? Oh, Santa Claus? Okay, Santa Claus is black. What's tomorrow? Black Jesus. You have government officials, folks. Government officials, Stacey Abrams, calling out white people. She's being racist. I'm 50% white. I'm the same whiteness as Obama. For some reason, white people and others, but I get mad at the white people. I call it white guilt, I guess. I gotta stop. Big Mike was hopefully, due to what do you make? How much money does if you looked up the president of the United States? I think they make around $300,000, give or take, right? Salary. Trump did not receive that, but that's the salary. But once they're out, they get books, they get speaking fees, etc. And hopefully, Big Mike got that thing removed. Probably makes Big Mike's back feel much better, because every time he walked down a flight of steps, he had to tuck that thing. That's, again, I'm here laughing, but it's pretty disturbing when you find out that his birth certificate was fake and sloppy. And yeah, it's very disturbing that that thing not only ran as a puppet for 8 years, but that people, again, I don't know who they are, but that they wanted him to be close by, again, during the 4 years of Trump. He's the only president in U.S. history to not go do his thing. He stayed in D.C. Yeah, he had a house, and they all have houses elsewhere. Martha's Vineyard, but yeah, why was that bisexual president and Big Mike? Why did they hang around D.C.? Yeah, live free or die. They don't know their history. It's like a snowball, right? You get a small snowball, roll it down the hill, By the time it gets down the hill, it's this big. These wokies are just so woke that they just go with it. They don't know their history. They don't know the history. Again, it's sad. It's sad for Aunt Jemima. That's very interesting because not too many people, Rich, speak about that topic. But yeah, the Bolsheviks. Very, very interesting. Yeah, guys. Again, once you're fully, I mean, there's never, it's not like you take, you swallow the red pill and oh my God, you just see the world differently. Like you swallow that red pill and everything is stranger than fiction. Every single day I wake up, like something isn't what every single day. It could be something, minor, but every single day I find out something that, again, some things are much more larger than others, but got my yellow vest. Biden's in the White House. The yellow vest might be, well, I'm already on the no-fly zone because I love my country. Gotta love being a patriot. Yeah, very interesting, Rich M. They don't want history to be... Well, that's the thing. Like, if modern day history, for the most part, is a lie, how far back does it go? And it's, in reality, guys, it's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years. But I've never gone back that far. Yeah, his story. All right, Patriots, 2 hours. I did a damn filibuster with you guys. I love you guys. You guys are great. The pups. Who's asked? Okay. The pups getting big. Getting big. I had them at a dog park today. Today was 82 degrees here in Jersey with like 45-mile-per-hour winds. It felt like early June. And then tomorrow I think it's like 60. Thank goodness for geoengineering. We might get snowed next week. Who knows? Yeah, that's where it gets crazy because again, if we're living in a false reality with history currently, and like I said, guys, I got to look it up because I can't remember, but I saw a history book, like a modern day history book, where they're teaching high school kids about the pandemic, about COVID, and again, we don't even know the official. Yeah, we can't Wuhan, but we don't. Everything's not in stone. There's no boots on the ground after a year. My computer faded to black. All right, guys. Appreciate the chat. Love Q&A always after I do live stream with you guys. Again, demonetize, shadow ban, all that fun stuff. So if you're not already a Patreon, thank you for the support. And if you're new, the links are down below. I know it's tough. It's tough for myself. But every little bit helps. And greatly, greatly appreciate you guys. Live Fear or Die. It's funny that again, when I say agency, there's a couple, but you know that the one that hopefully you know the one that I'm speaking about. I find it very ironic that after a major event, that the agency, had that individual, on the watch or on the list. Just so happens that Biden bombed Syria, and then we get a Syrian Durka tearing up Boulder, Colorado. Soft target. They don't come, different video, different time, but Good night, Susie. Good night, Rich. Appreciate it, guys.